You guys loved when we tackled the breakfast crunch wrap here on the channel. Today we're coming at you with a spicy lunch or fourth meal, as Taco Bell would call it, copycat recipe of a Taco Bell crunch wrap. Today we are making the extra flamin' hot Doritos Locos Crunch Wrap Supreme. At a certain point, these recipes just become you putting things on a tortilla and then throwing it on the grill. So I'm gonna show you a little bit of technique to kind of help you to prepare this ahead so that you can be eating these the entire week. Because Taco Bell has everything prepped there. They're able to sling these in just a couple of minutes. So if you plan ahead a little bit, you can make these basically as much as you want. Each element requires a little bit of prep. So I'm gonna actually go through the first couple, and we're not gonna take very long with either of these. The first one is the beef, and my beef is not very complicated at all. And then the sauce. The one thing about a crunch wrap that's really special is it always has like a creamy sauce on it to go with the flamin' hot, fiery theme. I have something really special for you. So for the meat, it's really nothing special at all. I just buy a pound of meat, whatever meat you could find, 80%, 90%. It really doesn't matter, and you're gonna brown it up, and you're just gonna use a taco mix. I don't try to complicate this. You can make your own taco seasoning if you want, but whatever's on sale that day, if you could find a Taco Bell, that works just fine, and you're truly making a copycat recipe. But I like this brand here, and then the other blue brand is good too. There is one ingredient here that's like the star of the show, and at Taco Bell, they use just like a tostada that they put in the middle, and that's the crunch in the crunch wrap. They also make Doritos Locos tacos that are taco shells that are dusted with Dorito seasoning. There's nacho, there's Cool Ranch, and sometimes they have the fiery tortilla shells. In this case here, I'm not gonna use a tostada. I'm actually gonna use Doritos in the middle of my crunch wrap. And this time, I have extra flamin' hot nacho Doritos, which we recently did a tasting with all of the double extra hot stuff that Frito-Lay makes. This is gonna kick it up another level. For the sauce, we're gonna make this little spicy, kind of like weird little sauce. So it's gonna start with a little bit of sour cream, a little bit of mayonnaise. I'm gonna use Kewpie mayo here, but just for a little extra flavor, but you could use regular mayonnaise. If you really wanna get chefy and gourmet, you can use your own homemade mayonnaise, but just buy your mayonnaise ahead. It's a lot simpler. To that, I'm gonna add some Taco Bell fire sauce. Now you could actually use the packets, if you've got leftover packets from Taco Bell, or they sell it in a bottle. And if you wanna dial in the heat, you could actually get mild, hot, and they even do sell a bottle of Diablo sauce if you're able to order off the internet. Give that a mix, and that's your fiery sauce. For the cheese, grate your own cheese. Just get a block of cheese, get your cheese grater, and grate it on the largest setting. It's so much better than buying the pre-packaged, I can't even tell you. It takes an extra couple minutes. It's a little extra work, you'll have to clean the grater, but get a whole block, and then you put it in a bag, and it's in the fridge, and it's ready for you. The lettuce has to be shredded really thin. Let me show you how to do this. Basically cut across the middle, and then get a really sharp knife, and barely pushing up against the lettuce, just let the knife run right through. What you'll notice is that you'll just get these little shreds. You don't want big chunks of lettuce, especially in a crunch wrap, because nobody wants to bite and gnaw into lettuce while they're eating this. You want it to be just like a little bit of crunchy, give you kind of that watery effect almost. So just run your knife up against the flat edge of the lettuce and just slice right through. Tomato's another one of those things where you just gotta be careful the way you prepare it. Just make sure that you don't carry any of the water that's with the tomato. If you need to use a paper towel to blot it dry, that's all the better. You don't want too much watery stuff inside of your crunch wrap. And the tomato's a big culprit. At Taco Bell, they use the driest tomatoes that you could find on the planet. But go to the supermarket, get a really nice red juicy tomato, and just dice it up into small dice. And now we're ready to assemble our crunch wrap. I couldn't find really wide tortillas at my grocery store, so I'm actually gonna use a technique that I saw on Munchies when they made crunch wraps recently, where they sacrificed a second tortilla shell and made a small kind of incision around the outside to make a smaller tortilla. You could actually buy smaller tortillas also to do this so that you don't have any waste. But I'm gonna go that route today because I want it to be nice and full and nice and big. Because at Taco Bell, they have the luxury of these larger diameter tortillas. And I could have went to the Mexican grocery store and found those, but I wanted to use what I could get at my local market. All right, let's make a crunch wrap. You might be compelled to first put the meat on. I would implore you don't do that. Go on with a little cheese. Not a lot, like a quarter of a cup. Then you go on with your meat. And with the meat, 1 pound of meat gets you about 6 to 8 crunch wraps. They don't put a lot of meat on a Taco Bell crunch wrap. So don't put a whole lot here. You also want to be able to close it still. 2 to 3 ounces worth. I like a little of the sauce at this stage. About a tablespoon. And now if you're making a regular Crunchwrap, you'd put a tostada on there or a taco shell broken in half. We're gonna go on with our Flamin' Hot, extra Flamin' Hot Doritos. Probably between like 4 to 6. There we go. Just like that. Next, we got a little lettuce. About maybe a third of a cup. Don't go nuts with that. Diced tomato. Now at Taco Bell, they're gonna give you maybe 4 dices of tomato on here. So you can make a little extra if you want. So maybe something like 1/8 of a cup on that. Now you could stop there and put a little cheese and then close it up. But I like a little extra sauce here. Again, about a tablespoon's worth. Because then it's like you're biting into a salad. So now you take your extra shell right on top. Now that shell is gonna give you a barrier so that you could actually close this guy up. To close it up, you wanna basically make folds. So there's one fold. There's a second fold. Third fold. You wanna be careful not to actually break the Doritos inside. You wanna break those with your teeth, man. So we went with 6 fold on this. I think Taco Bell has a signature 5 fold. Now this is ready to get grilled up. The grilling is really easy. Get a cast iron nice and hot. Spray it with a little nonstick cooking spray. Put it with the folded side down. This is important. That's actually gonna close it up on the folded side. Grill that until it's brown and sealed. Then flip it and grill that until it's brown and sealed. It's time to give this thing a try. Look at it, it looks incredible. Holy cow. Those extra Flamin' Hot Doritos, Locos, man, let me tell you, those really spice this up quite a bit. The fire sauce definitely comes through. Ton of flavor in this. You got kind of that little vegetal kind of lettuce tomato thing going on. This is essentially just a spicy version of the Crunchwrap Supreme. Absolutely incredible. Let's get a little more crunch. Perfect. The beauty now is I got extra fire sauce. I got extra of our little saucy concoction. You can go to town and go on it, but I think I put plenty inside of this, honestly. That was a lot of fun and really spicy. If you like this video, be sure to hit a like down below and subscribe if you like food. And on the screen right now, I'm gonna leave a link to that breakfast Crunchwrap that everybody who sees it loves it. Check it out right here.